Welcome to episode 52 of your CYSA Plus Prepcast. In this session, we are diving into two advanced tools that significantly enhance modern cybersecurity workflows: security orchestration, automation, and response, commonly abbreviated as SOAR, and threat feed enrichment. These components are no longer optional extras. They are foundational for mature security operations centers that must contend with overwhelming volumes of alerts, increasingly complex attacker behavior, and shrinking response windows. As a cybersecurity analyst, your ability to leverage SOAR platforms and enrich alerts with high-fidelity threat intelligence will determine how effectively you can protect the organization and respond in real time. These practices are emphasized throughout your CYSA Plus exam objectives and are indispensable for managing real-world threats in enterprise environments. To begin, let's establish what SOAR actually represents. Security orchestration, automation, and response is a category of platforms designed to improve the speed, consistency, and accuracy of security operations. A SOAR solution provides a central interface where analysts can automate repetitive tasks, orchestrate multi-step response actions across different tools, and manage the entire incident lifecycle from alert to resolution. By combining orchestration with automation and real-time analysis, SOAR platforms reduce the manual workload for analysts and empower security teams to respond to threats faster and with greater consistency, even in complex or high-pressure scenarios. One of the most powerful benefits of SOAR is its ability to reduce alert fatigue. Security teams are often inundated with thousands of alerts per day, many of which turn out to be false positives or low-priority events. SOAR systems help by automatically ingesting alerts from SIEM tools, applying correlation rules, enriching them with external intelligence, and determining whether they warrant further investigation. If an alert meets predefined thresholds, it is escalated. If not, it may be resolved automatically. This triage functionality allows analysts to spend more time on meaningful incidents rather than chasing down routine or irrelevant alerts. Another key feature of SOAR is its support for automated playbooks. Playbooks are pre-configured workflows that define how specific types of incidents should be handled. For example, a phishing alert might trigger a playbook that collects email headers, checks the sender domain against a threat intelligence database, isolates the affected user's device, and notifies the security team. These steps happen automatically or semi-automatically based on analyst preference. By building out playbooks for common scenarios, organizations ensure that responses are consistent, fast, and aligned with policy regardless of who is on shift or what time an incident occurs. Integration is a hallmark of SOAR platforms. Analysts can connect SOAR tools to a wide range of other security and IT systems, including SIEM platforms, endpoint detection and response tools, firewalls, antivirus engines, identity providers, and ticketing systems. This integration allows for seamless data sharing and coordinated action. For instance, a SOAR platform can receive an alert from a SIEM, enrich it with IP reputation data from a threat intelligence platform, trigger containment via the EDR tool, and generate a service ticket, all without requiring manual coordination between tools. Threat intelligence enrichment is one of the most valuable functions within SOAR workflows. When an alert includes an IP address, domain name, or file hash, the SOAR platform can automatically query external intelligence feeds to determine whether that artifact has been associated with known malicious activity. If the intelligence confirms a threat, the alert is escalated and prioritized accordingly. This enrichment step provides analysts with greater context and confidence when deciding how to respond, and it eliminates the time-consuming manual research that would otherwise be required. Incident management is streamlined through centralized SOAR dashboards. These dashboards allow analysts to view the status of all open incidents, assign cases to team members, track progress, and record investigative notes. Rather than juggling emails, spreadsheets, and ticketing tools, the entire response process takes place within a single, unified environment. This improves collaboration, enhances visibility, and makes it easier to track metrics such as mean time to detect and mean time to respond. Additionally, centralized documentation supports compliance and post-incident review process. Rapid containment is another capability that SOAR platforms deliver through automation. If an alert is confirmed to represent a real threat, the SOAR tool can immediately execute predefined containment actions, such as isolating an endpoint from the network, blocking a malicious IP address at the firewall, or disabling a compromised user account in Active Directory. These actions happen within seconds of confirmation, limiting the attacker's ability to pivot, exfiltrate data, or escalate privileges. The speed and precision of automated containment significantly reduce the potential impact of successful intrusions. Implementing SOAR successfully requires planning and discipline. Analysts must begin by mapping out their existing workflows and identifying tasks that are repetitive, time-consuming, or prone to error. These tasks become prime candidates for automation. The team must also define the conditions under which automated actions are appropriate versus when human approval is required. Roles and responsibilities should be clearly documented so that every playbook has accountable owners, escalation paths, and defined success criteria. Without this structure, automation can create as many problems as it solves. Once playbooks and workflows are deployed, ongoing refinement becomes essential. Analysts should routinely review how playbooks perform in real incidents, gather feedback from team members, and adjust decision points as needed. For example, a containment playbook might initially isolate devices too aggressively, causing operational disruptions. Analysts can tweak the conditions or add manual approval gates to prevent future issues. This iterative improvement cycle ensures that SOAR tools stay aligned with business needs and evolving threats, rather than becoming rigid or outdated over time. Another critical consideration is visibility and accountability. SOAR platforms offer robust auditing and logging capabilities that allow analysts and managers to track every automated action, decision point, and data exchange. This transparency is essential for validating that automated workflows are functioning as intended, for troubleshooting errors, and for demonstrating compliance with regulatory requirements. Whether you need to prove that a phishing email was handled appropriately, or determine why an alert was dismissed, the SOAR audit log provides a detailed and immutable record of actions taken. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are more security courses on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Now let's shift our attention to the concept of threat feed enrichment, an equally vital process that enhances how analysts interpret, prioritize, and act on security events. At its core, threat feed enrichment refers to the integration of external threat intelligence into internal security operations. The purpose is to improve the quality, accuracy, and context of alerts and incidents by supplementing internal log data with actionable, externally sourced threat information. These enriched alerts enable analysts to make better decisions faster. Whether it's understanding whether an IP address is part of a botnet or identifying that a file hash matches known ransomware, threat feed enrichment empowers security teams with timely, relevant, and high-confidence insights. One of the primary benefits of threat feed enrichment is its impact on incident response efficiency. Security alerts that contain enriched intelligence, such as the known behavior of a malware sample or the attribution of a domain to a specific threat actor group, can be investigated more quickly and with more certainty. Instead of spending time researching each component of an alert manually, analysts can immediately see critical context. This includes risk scores, geographic origin, known associated attack campaigns, and any prior sightings within the industry. These details enable analysts to determine the severity of a threat, define the appropriate response, and eliminate unnecessary delays. To fully benefit from threat feed enrichment, analysts must incorporate a wide variety of threat intelligence sources. These sources may include open-source intelligence feeds like AbuseDB or VirusTotal, closed-source vendor-provided threat data, government bulletins, and commercial platforms such as Recorded Future or Anomaly. The goal is to bring in multiple, diverse feeds to maximize coverage. Different providers may track different aspects of threat activity, and by combining feeds, analysts create a more complete and reliable intelligence picture. This multi-center approach also supports redundancy, so if one feed misses a key indicator, another may still catch it. Security information and event management systems are central recipients of enriched threat intelligence. SIEM platforms aggregate data from across the environment, firewalls, endpoints, cloud platforms, authentication systems, and apply correlation logic to detect suspicious patterns. When external threat intelligence is integrated into the SIEM, it dramatically improves its ability to distinguish between benign and malicious events. For example, a login attempt from a high-risk IP address listed in a threat feed might immediately trigger a high-priority alert in the SIEM. Without that enrichment, the event could be overlooked or misclassified. Endpoint detection and response platforms also leverage enriched threat intelligence to enhance real-time protection. EDR tools can automatically compare running processes, file hashes, or loaded libraries against databases of known threats. If a match is found, the EDR can take immediate action, such as terminating the process, quarantining the file, or alerting the analyst. This type of enrichment reduces dwell time, the amount of time an attacker remains undetected, and helps prevent further compromise. By enriching endpoint data with external intelligence, analysts ensure that each system has the context it needs to act decisively. Threat intelligence platforms, or TIPs, play a specialized role in organizing and managing the entire enrichment process. A TIP allows analysts to aggregate, validate, normalize, and distribute intelligence feeds from multiple sources. These platforms also allow enrichment rules to be defined, ensuring the data is appropriately tagged, categorized, and prioritized. TIPs may also support integrations with SIEM, SOAR, and firewall platforms, allowing threat indicators to flow automatically through detection and response systems. This eliminates the need for manual data transfer or file uploads, streamlining the flow of intelligence across the security stack. Automated enrichment dramatically reduces manual research workloads for analysts. Instead of manually copying an IP address from a SIEM alert, pasting it into various threat databases, and then interpreting the results, the enrichment process pulls the data in automatically, annotates the alert with relevant details, and presents it directly to the analyst within the console. This kind of real-time augmentation shortens investigation cycles and reduces the cognitive burden on analysts, helping them focus on critical decision-making rather than data gathering. For threat feed enrichment to function effectively, intelligence formats and data exchange protocols must be standardized. Formats such as STIX, the Structured Threat Information E-expression, and TAXII, the Trusted Automated Exchange of Intelligence Information, enable seamless and automated integration of threat data across diverse security tools. These standards ensure that a file hash or a URL labeled as malicious in one platform can be understood and acted upon by another system without the need for translation or manual reformatting. Analysts benefit by having consistent, machine-readable intelligence flowing smoothly into all layers of their security operations. As with any automation-driven process, quality control is essential. Analysts must routinely evaluate the feeds they subscribe to, measuring them against metrics like accuracy, timeliness, false positive rate, and relevance to the organization's risk profile. Some feeds may contain outdated or redundant data that increases noise rather than clarity. Others might lack the specificity needed to support rapid decision-making. Regularly pruning ineffective sources and fine-tuning enrichment criteria ensures that the intelligence feeding your environment stays actionable and efficient. Analysts may also establish scoring mechanisms to prioritize feeds based on threat confidence levels or relevance to key assets. Finally, proper documentation and refinement practices keep the enrichment process sustainable and transparent. Analysts should maintain records of which feeds are in use, what automation scripts are employed, how integration points are configured, and what enrichment logic is applied to various alert types. Continuous evaluation ensures that enrichment processes evolve alongside changing threats, infrastructure updates, and business requirements. This living documentation approach supports both operational consistency and long-term scalability. It also helps train new analysts on how intelligence is gathered, assessed, and applied within the organization's unique environment. To summarize episode 52, Leveraging SOAR platforms and enriching threat feeds are two of the most powerful techniques for scaling modern cybersecurity operations. SOAR enables automated triage, incident management, and response coordination across tools and teams. Meanwhile, threat feed enrichment brings external intelligence into the local environment, improving decision-making, context awareness, and response precision. Together, they empower analysts to act faster, smarter, and with greater confidence in defending against sophisticated and persistent cyber threats. These capabilities are core to your CYSA Plus exam success and represent the practical tools you'll need every day in the field. Stay tuned as we continue your detailed journey towards CYSA Plus certification success. Thanks for listening. To learn more about cybersecurity, please visit baremetalcyber.com. There you will find best-selling books, videos, and even more free cybersecurity training courses. Please subscribe to the Prepcast and our various podcasts. And thanks for listening.